Hey guys, my name is Liam. This is the XJ. I'm giving some spoilers here because it says for sale in the back. That's actually not even in this episode. That's later on. Obviously, I've told you that's what we're going to do with it. It is now, but first let's talk about how we got to this point. Today we're talking about some of the awesome wiring. This is probably my favorite segment because it's just so unbelievably bad. But this is part 3. If you missed parts 1 and 2, go check them out. Here's a recap. And I just bought a $500 XJ and it is the worst. Oh, none of these are the same. The paint job, barbed wire was the selection. You might know why the brakes don't work. Touches the intake manifold, comes up on top of the valve cover. This part sucks. Oh my God. So we're gonna throw a freaking exhaust clamp on it. What is that? I don't know what drugs we're gonna find in there. It's not even like a bad sensor, it's just not even there. Woohoo! We have oil pressure! I drove it, I did, with the brakes, and they're bad because, well, I didn't change the brake hardware. Oh yeah, I just got the fluids to it. But anyway, I noticed it didn't have turn signals, and I'm wondering if it doesn't have turn signals because someone pulled out the wire harness and then just started cutting and duct taping randomly and breaking connectors and adding clamps. I don't think that's actually connected. And breaking wires and just going on an absolute frenzy of nonsense. So whoever commented saying this was probably some kid's car and they were just doing their best, well, the kid needs to stop smoking meth, is all I'm saying, because this looks like someone just intentionally came in and just started ripping. And I'm like, this Jeep sucks. Rip it all out. Don't need any of it. And then you got this thing here, which goes to some some tape, which goes to there, I guess, and it's knotted. And then down here, remember the latch didn't open, so I went inside and they cut a nice big hole so you can just reach your hand in and you're good to go. You can pull it up, and there's this nice big hole. Now, the recommended course of action is to not cut this with something, a chainsaw. I don't even know. Don't do that. Take the whole panel off and fix it. Just fix it. Of course, the gas struts are bad, so we got a stick. They provided the stick. Stick is good. And yeah, we're gonna just start cleaning. Maybe do some basic repairs like the wires so we get turn signals. I saw daylight through something. Through there, I think. I can't make this up. Over here playing with these wires. And there's this weird tied up wire over here. It comes in and splices off to something here. And then this was electrical tape on the ground. And I kid you not, they didn't even try. They just wrapped it around. Like one full wrap and another portion of a wrap. No solder, no anything holding it on there. And then I'm afraid to even look at this junction here. Yep. Twisted together. Very loose. Oh, shoot. Very loose. Alright, we got a knot, because that's standard practice here. Come on now. Oh wait, it's not connected to anything. They went through all of that non-effort to do nothing. No effort to do nothing. Well, I guess that checks out. What is this? Boy, I don't know about that. That's your fan. That's actually probably not the way you're supposed to do it, but functional. Okay. That's a fire waiting to happen. Dear Lord. What's this guy? Oh, well, nothing now. And he goes into, oh, please don't tell me you spliced into the main harness. No. No. What is this? Hey, while we're on the topic, what is this? Ah! What is this? Does anyone know what this is? It's got a part number on it. Japan's little like inch-y thing. I don't know. Is it like a Hall effect sensor for the hood or whatever? It's fun doing this one-handed. Adds extra excitement. I wonder what this is. I don't know, it looks factory. I'm not going to touch it. See, that's what you do. If it looks factory, just don't touch it. Which is funny coming from me, but... Oh, look at this guy. So whatever the heck that was, it's these red and black wires here. And my favorite thing, electrical tape, making the world all nice and sticky and disgusting. And they didn't tap into the main harness. Hey! They just wrapped around it with a circuit that is completely disconnected from everything else. Just in here to make it look really nice. Nice and pretty. Oh, I really want to know how they did this junction down here. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm going to use my other hand. Hold on. Oh, good. Okay, they're consistent. It was twisted and taped. Wait! Is that solder? Oh my gosh, they attempted to solder it. That's amazing. That's amazing. No way. I looked it up. It's a battery temperature sensor. I've never even heard of such a thing. Maybe it's because I just do old car stuff, but... What? Battery's cold. Don't start. I mean, really, like, what does this tell you? Because the battery's getting hot. Like, really? Oh, that's so strange. Huh. What does that tell you? Tell me in the comments. What is the point of a battery temp sensor? What failsafe does that provide?
How has this Jeep not caught on fire yet? What am I looking at? What is going on? Why are we missing fuses? Maybe those are options. Maybe she's born with it. What is going on? What? No. No one wants to see this nonsense. No one. No one wants to see duct tape. Okay? Or whatever the heck this is. Or, oh no. Oh my gosh.
Also, this is fun. Yep. But hey, it's already making me money, so life is good. Oof, dodged a bullet there. Oh yeah. Fishing stuff. Oh my gosh. Come on. Dude, this is so bad. Like, there's exposed wire. It's all duct taped together. Oh my gosh. Wow. And you know, they did stuff down here where they're like messing with the wires and trying to get it to work, and they got wires hanging out down here trying to get it to work. Well, here's why it didn't work. Frick. It didn't work because it's probably all shorting out. And how is there no fires in this thing? How? That is so much better. And it works a little better too, believe it or not. Boom. Look at that beautiful chop job on the radio hole. Oh yeah. I didn't do that. That was already here. But at least the plastic's on now. Still better than it was. What is this? Is this heat shrink? Do you mean to tell me that they had access to heat shrink tubing for wires and they used duct tape? Are you kidding me? You had heat shrink this entire time, and instead of using it, you just threw it on the floor? Hey, I figured out the turn signal. Let me know if you have ever run into this. So, the turn signals didn't work, but the hazards did. So obviously my first thought was to go after this guy here, because it's like, well, the internals of that switch are bad, and they go bad all the time, so who cares, right? Get a new one of those, doesn't fix it. Well, I was poking around on some wiring diagrams, and you see that this guy and that guy, which is the relay, they both run the turn signals and the hazards. There's no separate circuit for the hazards, but the hazards need to work when the vehicle is off, and the turn signals, for whatever reason, don't need to work when the vehicle is off, and in fact, they are not supposed to work when the vehicle is off. So, in that switch, there is an ignition input that basically tells it to not work when the turn signals are on if the ignition is off. And there's a 12-volt battery input, which is just to power everything. So I took this red wire and I connected the two, the battery input and the ignition input, and boom, I have turn signals, which means that the ignition wire to this is bad or something, and it's not getting power. So that was a really confusing one because none of the obvious things were happening. The relay wasn't bad, the switch wasn't bad. Actually, the wiring to the relay for the ignition is bad, and there is no 12-volt signal to it when the ignition is on. I fixed that by running a jumper. Now I need to figure out where that ignition switch wire is busted. This is why you look at the repair manual before you tear everything apart, because I would have saved myself hours and money. But here's the rundown on what's going on. Turn signal is on. Turn signal is working. The problem, also working back there, the problem was really simple.
See that little 15 amp right there on the left hand side in slot 12? Yeah, there was no fuse in there at all. It's next to some slots that are unused, so I just didn't think anything of it. Look in the repair manual. It's definitely supposed to be there, and now we have turn signals.
Hooray! Hey, maybe this happened to you. I don't know. So, in this Cherokee, when the shifter was in park, the indicator was above the P, and when it was in reverse, it was on the P, and it was, I mean, you know kind of where they're at if you don't look at it, but if you're looking at it, it's pretty disorienting. I figured out the fix, and it's really super simple, so maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but there you go. So, on the bottom of this thing, there's this weird clear thing, and this shifts, quite literally it just moves, also, well, good for cleaning, but it just moves the indicator. And then there's this metal right there, just clip thing, way overbuilt, by the way. It's like super thick for this application. And the plastic guy just slides in there, and that locates it in the correct spot. So if you get in there and you locate it, I am in park. And now it says park. And now it says reverse. That's it. Under the seat is this, like, I don't know if that's a glob of Bondo or concrete or what this is, or like it's like a plastery. I don't know, it's not concrete, it's too light. There's just all kinds of junk in here under the carpet. Most of that looks like an animal brought it in. There's nails and screws, and then there's a rust hole right there. There's the top of the leaf spring. So, like, this thing's just dropping tire puncturing nonsense on the ground all the time. There's money in there. That's the stash. Feathers. More of this concrete stuff. Oh my gosh, it's a lug nut. There's one of the lug nuts that they forgot to put on. That's great. Yeah, more screws and a spoon. It's pretty great. Huh. Uh-oh. I swear to you, I'm not making this up. See this wire here? It's got this cool cap on it, right? Do you know what that is? I'm like 90% sure that's the back of an arrow. Yeah.
Here you go. Done. I don't know why we don't wire our houses that way. That's genius.
This is under the seat. Also, that's the plastic bag I saw from underneath. There's no drugs in it. Look at this. It's looking so much better with just a little bit of vacuuming. So this is fun. I don't know where that's coming from or why it's coming through the floor. We're just going to ignore that because. And then I found this bag here, and in it are these. And I don't entirely know what they are, but I suspect they're part of some kind of firearm. You know. And listen. I'm not anti-gun. Not at all. However, there are some people who should not have guns. And crackheads makes pretty darn close to the top of the list. Why? Why? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is cool. So there's this guy. Big, chunky speaker wire. Or something. And he's got a clippity clip for, you know, reasons. And then there's another one that comes out of there. And it's just nothing. So I don't know if they were trying for subs or something. Maybe this was an attempt at subs. And they're like, you know, a quick disconnect is a great way to transfer power. Clippity, 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 clippity. Shootity, 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 shootity. Proo, 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 proo. My gosh. If nothing else, this Jeep is worth it to me because of all of the creative electrical work that I have found in this thing. This one, I don't know if it's as good as the knock on the Arrow, but it might be I don't know. It might be my favorite. All right. So somewhere in here, they split a connector and took that apart. And I'm in the process of making my own connectors. But here's blade connector. That is... okay. So this end is pushed in and then crimped down. This end is pushed in the other way, crimped down, and then zip tied to the connector. I mean, and this blade connector isn't even from this. Look at this. It's got a cut end here. So I kid you not, they cut this off of something else and then shoved the ends of these wires into it and squished it down with pliers and then zip tied it. And dang it, it works. It works. But wow. Yep. On the taillight, we got more silicone acting as a way to protect it. Now, I should give them some credit. They had electrical tape on here too. But it's kind of gross. Also, I have now added, all the yellow is my wire, added wire to lengthen this guy. All of these connectors go in the back of this guy up here. And then that's for the door. So hopefully I can get all of the stuff on the rear door back to normal. That's the goal here. Just back to frickin' normal. That's all we want. Also, put new gas struts in. Just, if you're ever wondering about, should I put in a gas strut on my vehicle? The answer is yes. It's 5 minutes and they're like $20 for the pair. So just go and do it. And it's really easy. And now I can safely stand under the door. Yay. I'm going to show you another tip and trick thing. So if your latchy thing is not working, you've got this guy here, which is connected to that green thing. It's disconnected right now. I'll reconnect that in a second. Okay, so that goes into the green thing and then this clips onto it, right? But my issue is the latch pulls up, but not enough. See how this is a screw, so I released it from the green thing. I'm going to rotate it around like that. I'm going to twist it in. Now, I'm assuming this is going to work. I don't actually know. I've never done this before, but I figure this makes sense. So we're going to try it out. And it seemed like it needed to go a lot. So I'm just going to twist it till there's no more threads and we'll see how that works. Right there. Now we're going to go back to the green thing. See, it gets caught on itself, so watch out for that. Okay, well, my hand's gonna go in there right now. And okay, so I'll show you where we're at. So now it's in the green thing. Yeah. Now I'm going to take, there you go, this and rotate it and clip it on. So taking it off is the reverse of that. Okay, we're clipped on. Now we're gonna grab a screw. We're gonna jab the screw into the door latch. There you go. We're simulating the striker thingy. We're gonna reach up top. Oh yeah. And that's how you fix it. Sweet. Also, if you can't get her unlocked, this guy here, lock and unlock is side to side. And if you can't get to that because there's plastic here, you can pull right here and you can get your arm in there, reach in and pull it one side or the other to unlock it. And that's it. You don't need to cut a hole in the plastic and mutilate the whole thing. All you need to do is, you don't even need tools. You just use your hands and you can unlock it from the inside and you can readjust the latch. And that's it, guys. Dude, that is major progress. Boom! Correct battery tray installed. Incorrect battery strap installed, but it's a functional battery strap. And yeah, now it's not just sitting on a couple blocks of wood. Woohoo! Solid, non-moving battery. That's a win. I put a license plate thing, like $6 from Menards. Not super proud of how that one went on, but it's on. And I came back to the rear where it was all kinds of fudged up. I just did some self-tappers through the sheet metal right there. And now it's got nice new holds for the license plate. And then I grabbed the license plate light that they had, which was just some, I don't even think it was the correct one for this vehicle. It was sticking through some hole. And I just kind of shoved it up in there. And it works, and it looks good. I just gotta get that screwed back down, and we are getting closer to legal.